Good morning children. Today we will be seeing the topic metalloids in our lesson metals and non-metals. Okay. The last portion. So metalloids. What do you say by metalloids? It is the combination of both metals and non-metals. That is, they will exhibit the properties of both metals as well as non-metals. And so they are called as metalloids. So what are the characteristics of metalloids? They have metallic appearance, but they are brittle. Brittle means they are easily breakable. Then they are fair conductors. Fair conductors means the average conductors. They are not very good conductors, or also they are not very bad conductors. They are fair conductors of electricity. They combine with metals and they help in the formation of alloys. And they are positioned in the periodic table in between the metals and non-metals. So, in this tabular column, we are going to see the properties and uses of few metalloids. The first metalloid we are going to see, or the first element under the metalloid, is silicon. Silicon is nothing but our sand. The sand which we see in our earth. Okay, so it is crystalline, that is solid, and it has a blue-gray color luster. Luster means shine. Okay, it can dissolve in hot aqueous alkalis and it can liberate hydrogen gas. These are all the chemical properties. It is covalent in nature. Then it can form alloys with copper and iron. Then it reacts with oxygen to form silicones. So, the silicones are resistant to heat and moisture. So, these silicones are nothing but the materials which we use in the fuses and in the bulbs. So, first one, the silica is used in the manufacture of semiconductors and microchips. Then sand is used in the manufacture of cement, glass and porcelain, and it is also used as the insulating material in electric appliances. Okay. Now, the second non-metal or the metalloid, okay, is the germanium. Germanium is in grey-white color. Grey-white in color. Then it is hard, lustrous and brittle. Okay. Liquid germanium is a metallic conductor, whereas it will be similar to liquid mercury. Then it will form alloys with gold and aluminium, and it is forming divalent compounds, and the solubility of the germanium monoxide in acidic solution is considered as a metal. Okay, so these metalloids can be soluble. That is, you can mix this metalloids in the acids. Okay, so it is germanium is a grey-white color metalloid. It is also a semiconductor. Then it will be like liquid mercury. Then it will be forming alloys like gold and aluminium. Then it will form divalent compounds, and it is used in the production of transistor. Then it is used as objective lenses for microscopes and camera lenses. It is used as a catalyst, and it is also used in the spectroscope. Now coming to the third metalloid, it is the tungsten. Tungsten is mainly used for our lights, the filaments or the small wire which is inside the bulb or the light bulbs, that is made up of tungsten. So it is highly ductile. Ductile, you can draw it into the wire, and it has high melting point, and it has the lowest vapor pressure. It has high tensile strength, and it is used in the formation of alloys like steel. So it is used mainly in the production of the fluorescent light bulbs. Then it is used in the X-ray production, and it is used in the television tubes. Now coming to the last one, antimony. It is hard, silver, brittle. It will form alloys with nickel, copper, zinc and aluminium, and it is a weak conductor of heat and electricity. So it is used in the making of semiconductor devices like diodes and infrared detectors. Diodes you can see diodes in mainly in all the LED bulbs. LED, that is also a diode, light emitting diode is the LED. So it is used in the what are we going to use for making the diode? Antimony. Okay, SB is the symbol for antimony. W is the symbol for tungsten. Okay, now coming to the revision, that is in this lesson or in overall in this video we saw the properties and the characteristics of metalloids. We saw the properties and the uses of 4 metalloids like silicon, germanium, tungsten and antimony. So what did we learn totally in this lesson? We discussed about the properties of metals, non-metals and metalloids. Okay, so in the revision zone we are going to see zinc is used in the manufacture of firewalls. False. All non-metals are malleable and ductile. No, false. Sulfur is used in the preparation of gunpowder. True. Helium is used in filling hot air balloons because it is lighter than air. True. Metalloids have metallic appearance. True. Then we will have the keywords. You should be knowing all this for our definition purposes. So first we will go through the exercises. Which of the following metal is not ductile in nature? Here, potassium, because this is a non-metal. Others are all metals. Okay. Which of these non-metals is a good conductor of electricity? Graphite. One and only non-metal which is a good conductor of electricity is graphite. The metal that is very soft and can be cut with a knife is sodium. Then the metal, okay, that is a good conductor of electricity, you strike it out and write the non-metal that shows lustrous property. Lustrous means which is shining. Okay, so that is done by graphite. Which of these following is malleable in nature? Copper, because this is a metal. Okay, now coming to the fill in the blanks. The property by which the substances can be drawn into thin wires is ductility. The property by which the metals can be beaten into thin sheets is called malleability. Then dash is used in galvanization, zinc. Then dash is used in food packaging to prevent spoilage, nitrogen. Dash is used to make skin ointments, sulfur. Sulfur is used for making skin ointments. Now writing the true or false. Materials other than metals are not sonorous. True. Metals are good conductors of electricity. True. Sulfur is malleable. No, because it is a non-metal. Non-metal. Iodine is a non-metal which has a shiny experience. True. Lead is used in making X-ray shields. True. Now I will be giving you I have already given the notes for this define and this differentiate. Okay, and give reasons also. So you have to write this define and differentiate in your classwork. Okay. Then for the brief question answers also I have given. Now coming to the detailed question answers. Compare the general properties of metals and non-metals. Go to page number 73. In 73 you have a tabular column. Mark this entire tabular column. Now list any 4 uses, list the uses of any 4 metals. So you can take the 4 metals from aluminium, iron, copper, gold. You can list any 4 uses. Aluminium used for all furniture, foils and body parts of aircraft. Iron mainly for iron pipes and bridges. Then copper for all jewelry, coins, electrical wires. Gold, precious jewelries and designers, tooth cavities, everything. Okay, now coming to the next detailed answer. Mention the uses of any 4 non-metals. You can choose any 4 non-metals. Here you can take hydrogen, nitrogen and sulfur and helium. Helium, it is used for filling in the air balloons. Then the properties and uses. So properties and uses. Properties you can take here of any two metalloids. You can take silicon and germanium, or tungsten and antimony, whichever is easy for you to learn. You can write any two. Then explain the different methods used for preventing rusting. So rusting, it is in page number 74. So methods used in preventing for rusting: painting, oiling, galvanizing, electroplating, coating with enamel, tin plating, alloying. So these are all the methods which we used for preventing the rusting. Okay, so overall in this lesson we saw what are metals. Totally out of 118 elements known, we have 91 elements which are metals. So metals, what are all the main properties of the metals? Mainly they are luster, shiny, hard, malleable, ductile, brittle, non-brittle, and then sonorous, high conductors or the good conductors of heat and electricity. Then they high density, high melting and boiling points. Coming to the properties of the non-metals, they are totally opposite, because we have 70 non-metals. They don't have shining property except graphite and iodine, and all the non-metals are mostly in liquid in nature except bromine. Okay, then hard, they are not hard, they are not malleable, they are brittle, they are not ductile, and they are not sonorous. Then they are very poor conductors of electricity except graphite. Then density, very low density, melting and boiling points are also very low except graphite. Coming to rusting, rusting is the process of formation of orange color substance on the iron materials, because iron reacts with sulfur or oxygen in the atmosphere, which is called, and forms the reddish brown deposit called rust. Okay, then this is the formula. Iron will react with oxygen and the water vapor in the air, and it will form ferrous oxide or ferric oxide. Now to prevent rusting, you can do all this: painting, greasing, galvanizing, electroplating, and coating with enamel, tin plating, alloying. Then coming to the uses of metals, we saw aluminium, iron, copper, gold, silver, magnesium, mercury and tin. And in non-metal sections we came across carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, iodine, phosphorus, sulfur, helium, argon and neon. Then finally today in this video we came across the metalloids, their characteristics, their uses and the properties of 4 metalloids: silicon, germanium, tungsten and antimony. Okay, so if you have any doubts regarding this lesson, please message in the WhatsApp group. I want all the classwork to be submitted by this week, this Friday. You have to write only the define the following and differentiate between in the classwork notebook. So I have sent the material in the WhatsApp group. Write it down in the classwork and send it across individually. Okay children, thank you.